Question number 3, the Honourable David Cunliffe.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister of Finance, does he agree with State-owned Enterprise Minister, the Honourable Tony Ryall, who told the Finance and Expenditure Committee, quote, "There's going to be no guarantee about what happens with foreign ownership," close quote. If not, what mechanisms would he put in place to stop the shares in energy companies that he plans to privatise from ending up in foreign hands?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, I presume the government would take the same approach as the Labor government did when it floated a quarter of Air New Zealand on the New Zealand Stock Exchange. And as far as I understand, most of those shares have not fallen into foreign hands.
The Honourable David Cunliffe.
Well, given, Mr Speaker, that the Minister has clearly taken no advice about the fact that Labor bought back shares in Air New Zealand rather than floating them, what official advice has he received on what percentage of any shares sold under his privatisation policy would end up in foreign hands? The
Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, let's just go through it. 51% will be owned by the government. Who would know just what percentage, but we know it'll be considerable, will be owned by 1.7 million New Zealanders in KiwiSaver, the New Zealand Super Fund, ACC, the Government Super Fund, and Kiwi mums and dads. And I guess the difference is this. We think Kiwis want to invest in New Zealand. Labor thinks Kiwis want to sell out of New Zealand. They're wrong, we're right.
The Honourable David Cunliffe.
Given that simply transferring the shares from the Crown's own balance sheet to that of the New Zealand Super Fund would be a merry-go-round at a higher cost of capital, and given that there is potential for mum and dad to on-sell to foreign investors, how would he avoid a repeat of partial privatisations in Queensland, where most of the shares bought by mum and dad ended up in the hands of foreign corporates?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, we just look at the experience of Contact Energy floated in the late 90s, which still has the largest register of shareholders on the New Zealand Stock Exchange, still largely held by Kiwi mums and dads. Again, we think New Zealanders want to invest in New Zealand, and we back them to do that.
Mr Speaker,
the Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr Speaker, given that Contact Energy is now largely owned by a foreign multinational who bought their shares from mum and dad, can the Minister tell the House, did he meet with China Investment Corporation, a state-owned Chinese company that has signalled it has $6 billion set aside to buy New Zealand assets shortly before the budget was announced?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, yes, I did visit China, and I did visit the Chinese Investment Corporation along with SAFE, which manages $3 trillion of foreign reserves. I also met with 2 of the top 6 politicians in China who are going to become effectively the leader and deputy leader of China next year. I met with a number of New Zealand companies who operate in China, a number of Chinese companies who want to operate or do operate in New Zealand. And they are very pleased with New Zealand's economic policy, which is focused on taking the huge opportunities offered by the growing market of China.
Michael Woodhouse.
Speaker, my question to the Minister is, what criteria were applied by the government when considering foreign investment in Air New Zealand via the very successful mixed ownership model under which it is operating?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, the largest foreign investment in Air New Zealand actually occurred in December 2002 under the previous government, when Qantas paid $100 million for a minority shareholding. This was led by Associate Finance Minister Trevor Mallard. The government set 6 criteria at the time, including maintenance of effective control of Air New Zealand by New Zealand nationals. It noted that without the outside investment, there would be a real risk the government as principal shareholder would be called on for further substantial funds, diverting government expenditure away from higher priorities in health and education. The opposition seemed to have forgotten they sold a chunk of Air New Zealand to Qantas, and they were happy to do that because they maintained effective control. That's the mixed ownership model.
The Honourable David Cunliffe.
Speaker, Mr. Speaker, is one of the reasons that the Minister met with the China Investment Corporation the fact that Treasury has advised that a significant proportion of foreign ownership is essential for the success of his partial privatisation plan? And if so, what arrangements did he make with that Chinese investment fund to participate in the privatisation?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, the answer to that is absolutely no.
Question number 4, Aaron Gilmore.
Thank you,